Georgia, who was in 5th grade at the time, had a little chat with him at recess. We Potts girls stick together and look out for each other like that. Miss Delilah held on to the bar and faced me. Her posture was stick straight like the women in the videos. "Demonstrate first position, please." I held myself tall and turned my feet out in my best first position, wishing I were wearing ballet slippers instead of my ratty old sneakers with holes forming near the pinky toes. I hoped Miss Delilah didn't notice. She didn't seem bothered by my sneakers. "Fine. Second position, please." I moved my legs apart and held my arms out like they were delicate feathers about to float down to my sides. "Third position." This one was tougher because I don't think feet are meant to turn so far in the opposite direction. But I did it and forced myself to smile like I saw a ballerina do in a book called Ballet for Beginners. I'd be able to do a better job when I was wearing a leotard and tights instead of shorts and a t-shirt. But I guessed I was doing all right because I peeked up at Georgia and she nodded. I could tell from how happy she looked that she was proud of me. That filled me up, squeezed out the nervousness. "Let's head back to my office now, girls." Georgia and I sat on the same chairs in front of Miss Delilah's desk as when we first came in. "Well then," Miss Delilah lowered herself into her seat and folded her hands. "I suppose we could put Cleveland in the class with girls her age. At least she'll be starting at the beginning of the year with everyone else. Classes start the same day school begins." Miss Delilah removed her eyeglasses and let them hang on a beaded chain around her neck, then rubbed the bridge of her nose like she was trying to relieve a headache. "Even if Cleveland's willing to work diligently, I still don't think advanced ballet is the best." "Thanks so much," Georgia said, cutting her off before she could say something my sister didn't want to hear. "Yeah, thanks," I offered. Joy bubbled inside me because I had the forethought to learn the ballet positions online, so I didn't look like an imbecile in front of Miss Delilah when she tested me. It felt like when a teacher gave a surprise quiz in school, and I knew all the answers. "The permission form and contract require a parent's signature," Miss Delilah said. Georgia pulled out the forms Mom had signed last night. "We printed them from your website." What my sister didn't say was we printed the forms at the Sassafras Public Library on Main Street and 3rd Avenue, because we didn't have a printer at home, and we only had Georgia's old laptop, which Mom and I borrowed when we needed to. "All righty then." When Miss Delilah got up to file the forms in a cabinet, Georgia flashed me a thumbs up and winked. I tried to wink back, but both eyes closed at the same time. I stunk at winking. It didn't matter. I was going to be a ballerina. I imagined myself wearing a black leotard and pink tights and spinning like the ballerinas I watched and read about. I wondered if there would be any boys in the class whose job it would be to throw us into the air. That might be fun, as long as they didn't drop us because we weighed too much for their scrawny muscles. Maybe we could toss the boys into the air instead. The thought made me giggle, so I covered my mouth. Miss Delilah's lips moved as she silently counted my sister's cash. "The class costs $100, plus the registration fee for new students. You owe me $20 more." She held out her palm, fingers spread. Georgia dug into her wallet and plucked out one more crumpled bill, which she dropped into Miss Delilah's hand. "I'm sorry," I wanted to say. It wasn't my fault I didn't have the money to pay for the class myself. A bolt of anger sizzled through me. Then guilt stabbed at my stomach for feeling angry. I knew things were hard for Dad right now, so I felt uncomfortable every time I got angry with him. But really, things were difficult for all of us because of what he'd done. And that made me angry all over again. I let out a slow breath, hoping the anger would leak out with it. The corners of Miss Delilah's mouth rose slightly. "Cleveland, we look forward to your joining our little family here at Miss Delilah's School of Dance and Fine Pottery." Even though I already had a family and didn't want to be part of Miss Delilah's, a tingle zinged along my spine. I felt better. The first item on my Paris project list was about to be accomplished and checked off. Only 5 more items to go, and then I'd be on my way to Paris, France. I could practically smell the warm, buttery croissant I'd nibble as I strolled past the Eiffel Tower, breathing in all that refreshing Paris air. Everything about going to school and living in Paris would be 1,000